Hello and salutations. So this video is like a follow-up answer question to Crom, the discussion that we've been having on the forums about Crom. So first of all, somebody asked me to put on a pair of pants, so I'm going to put on a pair of pants. I figure that's only fitting. And then secondly, sorry, I lost my train of thought while I was trying to do my discussion video. So secondly, all of these videos are on the fly. There's no script. I kind of think about what I want to discuss or flesh out in the discussion, and they're kind of in some ways meant to spark a debate and spark discussion about kind of open and broaden your perspective about maybe certain insight or certain theory. So lately the discussion has been about Crom, because Crom is a religion that exists in the game and that has lore, but there's no manifestation of it. And so people seem to think that a manifestation of Crom has to simply be an avatar, or it has to be some item that you get from the worship of Crom. And I'm saying, and so they're like posting these things on the forum like Crom steel and other things, and that's not what I'm saying at all. So the way that I'm suggesting that the religion of Crom is fleshed out in Conan Exiles is a couple different ways. One is that it's through the worship of Crom. So Crom has no physical representation in the world of Conan Exiles. The representation of Crom, by following the Crom religion, is you unlock, and Sumerians worship Crom. So you unlock Sumerian abilities by following the lore or the worship of Crom. So, there's kind of needs to be a little bit of rework in some of this, like we talked about in one of my previous videos, the kiln. The kiln should have been the shrine to Crom. And, it's obtained through all the same resources, none of the mechanics change, everything's the exact same, but it's ultimately the shrine of Crom. And what that does is that unlocks the ability to make Sumerian steel. And Sumerian steel is like 10% better than hardened steel. And I'm not really trying to get into the semantics of what's better, star metal or hardened steel or steel. It's just another tiered system or another implementation to kind of roll up what Crom and how to manifest Crom, because I feel like it's an empty chapter. I feel like you have chapters 1, 2, and 3, and then 6, 7, and 8, but chapters 4 and 5 are they have the header chapter 4 and 5, but they're empty. And I kind of feel like Crom is an empty chapter in the book of Conan Exiles, and it needs to be fleshed out. And I agree. I don't think there should be an avatar, but I think that it should unlock certain Sumerian abilities, or and so let's say you take your Sumerian steel that you craft, and let's say it can only be used to make tools. Let's say you can't even make weapons with it. Let's say Sumerian steel is only used to make tools, and I'm kind of role-playing some of the ideas. And those tools that are made from Sumerian steel have a higher gathering rate. So you gather 10% or 15% more materials or production value through the tools that you craft through Sumerian steel, and you only learn Sumerian steel through the worship of Crom. And that's kind of the direction. So, like, yes, all the stuff the forums that are talking Crom doesn't exist. He doesn't honor man. all of those still exist, but it's an indirect approach to close the chapter on something that's hollow right now, because every other religion has a benefit of picking the religion, and you start with Crom, and it's hollow. It needs to be fleshed out a little bit more. And whatever system if they ever implement anything, I would be okay with. It doesn't have to be, if they want to put an avatar, they can put an avatar, But I kind of think with the way the movies are and the lore, and that's why I posted some of those, the second video on the way that Conan's father and Conan, they discuss the kind of the legacy, the history, the mythology of Crom, and the battle with the Titans, and how he lives in the earth. And on a side note, it's crazy how much that narrative ties into kind of some of the Viking, the Valhalla lore also. But I would definitely like, so I hope this video closes or helps shape some of the thought process I have about the direction of the way that I would like to see the religion of Crom flesh out, as ultimately it's a crafting religion. You get, for picking Crom as a starting race, you ultimately at the end, all you get from it is better manufacturing and production values, and that's it. Like, you make better stuff because, and the priest, the Crom priest, are blacksmith. So when you go get your tier 4, high priestess, it's a blacksmith. So you're not creating any new assets. Everything that I'm talking about already exists in the game, in the world, in the realm. There's not like this crazy 6 months development cycle to implement any of this stuff. All of this can be added within maybe 4 weeks. They just have to sit down and kind of come up with some formula. Maybe make a couple of icons for some items, and meanwhile they can just use the sack like they've been using. Create a little bit of lore. They don't have to make 3D models of Avatar. They don't have to make 3D models of any Sumerian still. Everything already exists in the game, and it's something that can bring substantial value, flesh out the missing or empty content, add better productivity, a number of things. It just adds more depth and value to the game, and ultimately that's my end goal, is to try to kind of spark some of the discussion about substance and value. And because one of my pet peeves about some of this stuff is, like, when you go to these shrines, they all have 5 items, and some of them feel very hollow, like they're just placeholders. And and this is just one of the topics that I've kind of noticed that I've been on a crusade about, is this one, and then also the meta about kind of the Chinese builders. And if you follow any of my stuff, you'll know I've been posting a lot of videos because the developers, they need to tweak some of the systems to improve gameplay, because a lot of times it's not even playable for me because the servers are crashing because one of the Chinese guilds came on, and I don't know if they cleaned out their safes or what, but they've overloaded the RAM on the servers. So whether you agree or disagree, if you enjoy the debate or the broadening of perception, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.